I don't suppose you know this place very well, where we are right now.
Okay, we really gotta say who you're talking to.
Sorry.
Halo's just staring directly in between Kiba and Harry.
You have told a lot of people a lot of things, and then you have also gone back and murdered those people.
There goes the fourth wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did our game where we rolled dice to go and determine the outcome of things break the fourth wall at some point? My bad.
No, I'm all about making money, just not the honest way, I guess you could say.
But if it helps you feel better, I stole it.
It just bounces off. You're like, it's like somebody throwing a handful of pennies at you. You're like, who would do this? Why?
I actually have a question about the pistol. What is it? Why did we get it? And what is it for?
Yeah, it felt as bad coming out of my mouth as it did when going into your ears, I'm sure.
Hello everyone, and welcome to DN Digital's Starships and Scoundrels campaign. My name is Dave, and I'll be your game master. We're using the Star Wars 5e system to tell the story of a crew of a smuggling freighter known as the Mayday, set about a year after the fall of the Jedi Order. Each session is going to be going live on Wednesdays around 3 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure to subscribe, click that bell, do all those YouTube things, and tune back in next week for more action. With all that out of the way, let's get into it.
Last time on Starships and Scoundrels, the crew of the Mayday finally came face to face with Twi'lek. The rival gang leader attempted to escape from Cascadia after the DIYB gang had fought their way through his base. The crew chased the Zygerian onto his ship as the hangar doors screeched open. Dredd took over in the pilot's chair as Harry managed to grapple Fabla. He held his rival there to fulfill his promise, allowing one of his generals to strike the final blow. The crew then took his body back to what remained of Fabla's forces as a symbol of the control they now held over those that survived the conflict. Having seen the gang war through his old friend, Umbrin slipped quietly away with May to start a new life. Dredd gave R5 the replica blaster he had acquired, so R5 could convince 999 to hold off on their attack against the Techno Union. And with that, we're going to return to the crew of the Mayday. As some of you are kind of split up all around the station. R5 is just finishing up talking to 999, making his way to Slip's bar for the celebratory drinks. Kiba and Alo, I believe you two are still in the hangar with the overall plan, just because kind of time dilation, I guess. And we've also got Dredd and Harry. You two have walked aboard the Mayday itself inside the hangar to see what gift it was that Umbrin left behind. When you both had stepped in last time, you had heard the sound of some servos winding up and some lights beginning to flash, but now they have suddenly stopped as quickly as they started. The interior lights of the ship finally turn on, and you see a small, round, droid-looking thing kind of nestled amongst the cargo where all of the sound was coming from. You can even see kind of like a few points on its body where the lights had kind of flickered. But now it sits just quiet and inert. What would you two like to do? So we'll start over there.
You think this is the gift? As he pokes it.
Never seen it before.
Maybe it's a worker droid that fell asleep on the ship.
Only one way to find out.
Does Umbrin still have the communicator?
You could try to reach him. You didn't see him throw away the comm link or anything.
In good Umbrin fashion, I'm holding my earpiece like a phone.
Yep.
Umbrin, I know you said you were leaving. Have you left?
You do not get a reply, and just then you actually hear the sound of the ship that you had all flown in on that was formerly Fabla's, lifting off and flying out of the hangar.
Okay, bye buddy. It was nice knowing you.
Oh.
Well, let's hope this thing works. I guess, or maybe it's just a worker droid, who knows. Alright, I guess let's go to Slip's bar. Meet up with everybody.
I'll catch up with you.
Okay, bye.
Alright, so at least Harry, you walk out of the Mayday. I presume then that you kind of are able to reunite with both Kiba and Alo. Was there anything the three of you wanted to do, either together or separate, before going to Slip's bar?
Alo would like to go to maybe one of the. I guess if this place has like a seedier, kind of shop that would sell rare items. I guess he's. I'm gonna go for the investigation check basically, and I'm gonna see if I can dig up.
Black market.
Okay, so cool. We'll get to
Black
that.
market around here.
We'll get to that one in a second too. And Kirby, was there anything that Harry wanted to do before?
It would probably be heading over to Slip's bar because he wants to go check on Ari and Kurther. But
okay, cool.
he will gladly.
I mean, if you want to make a beeline there, you can totally do that.
No, I mean he would go with whoever wanted him with.
Okay.
So either Kibo and or Alo.
Okay, cool.
If they wanted him there, if not, then he would go straight to the crater.
I would say, well, I guess Kiba. Do you particularly want to go off on your own, or Alo? Do you want to go off on your own, or do you guys want to stick together if it makes sense?
I think there's probably safety in numbers there, Cyclops. Don't you agree?
You sir talk to me?
Yeah, actually, I am. And he sort of pats him on the back. I think you're stuck with me right now.
Misa no Cyclops. Misa Gungan.
I don't suppose you know this place very well, where we are right now.
Okay, you really gotta say who you're talking to.
Sorry.
Alo's just staring directly in between Kiba and Harry. They're both standing at like 45-degree angle, and he looks right down the middle.
He'd be talking to Harry. Hey, big guy.
Yeah.
This is sort of like your stomping ground, right? You know this place very well.
Yeah.
If I wanted to like buy something that's not really well known, or sort of like something that wouldn't be sold at like a normal place, where would one go for that?
You'd probably want to go to Jared's.
Jared's. That's a good strong name. All right, I'll go to Jared's.
Matt, just so I know, like, what general thing are you?
I'm looking for it. It's called the Dark Jedi Robe. I saw it. I'm trying to find it again. Sorry.
Okay, so that'll definitely be a different place than where Kiba wants to go.
Yes, yeah.
Just different type of item. So Kiba, we'll do Kiba first. It'll be on the way to Jared's, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah. So Kiba, it's basically just a pretty standard. I mean, it's like a gun shop, and it's like America. They're just on the corner. So you just kind of you walk in, you see a variety of different types of blasters and stuff mounted kind of behind some glass on the walls and things. They're all secured and locked down, but you see somebody kind of floating behind a desk.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hello there. Do you got a Night Stinger rifle?
A Night Stinger rifle, you say? Let me check my stocks.
It might be misspelled. Night Stringer rifle for some reason. But me think it should be Night Stinger rifle.
Yep, yeah, no, I got a couple of those left around here somewhere.
And he kind of reaches down into like this little kind of lock compartment and pulls it out and puts it down.
Yeah, that one run about 1,075 credits or so.
Kiba nods, knowing that is roughly the cost, the standard cost.
Mm-hmm.
And he will hand over the credits.
All right, then. Pleasure doing business with you. Anything else I could provide for you, or is that about all you?
Oh, right. I need to check Kiba's grenades. I used a few.
Yeah, you got grenades. A nice variety, preferably.
I got a decent smattering around here. Don't like to keep too many of them on hand. Tend to, explode and all that.
Yeah, roll me a d4.
That would be 1.
Let's see. He kind of shovels around. Like, I'm fresh out of the frag grenades. Actually, I do have a plasma grenade. I got a stun grenade if you're interested in that.
Yeah, okay. That's a good replacement.
All right, I thought it might be. Yeah, it's whatever the cost is in the book.
Nice. That is fine with Kiva.
You guys happen to need any cells? As I like it, both of them.
No.
You know, Misa doing okay, actually.
Oh.
If you so believe it, me not immediately run out of power cells this time.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So yeah, you guys, you take off and you start floating. So floating further down takes a few minutes to get there, and you get to a pretty small, unassuming looking storefront window. Looks like it kind of just has a bit of like a herbal remedy vibe going on at the front, and you kind of push your way in past like it's kind of some loose like little strings blocking the entrance, just kind of a little bit of privacy. And you kind of float your way through these little panels, and there's this very small looking alien creature with kind of very tiny but pointy ears that come out to about the top of his head, very round shaped. And he just opens up with this giant smile. The teeth are completely flat all the way across. Almost looks like they might have been filed down. He's like, "Oh, Harry! What can I get for you, my friend? Welcome back to Jared's. You've brought friends. What a pleasure to meet you."
Right, actually, this is, I'm afraid this is my first time here, but hopefully it won't be my last. Dave, giving a quick glance around the interior, what am I seeing exactly? Like, am I getting an idea of what is sold here?
Well, the first thing as soon as you enter is you just get smacked in the face with incense. Just a whole potpourri of different scents, just absolutely starting to overwhelm your nostrils. And you see, it's a lot of kind of like little wooden carved artifacts on the walls. Kind of some are like almost in like little, almost like small sculptures. Some of them look kind of more like masks. Some of them have some like metal and some plasteel like kind of grafted in as part of the design. There's one that's a really cool mosaic piece of a bunch of different types of materials.
Can I sense any force sensitivity coming from any of these items?
I think that's actually a power you can cast to
Is
detect.
it a power?
Yeah. Or I don't know if you can cast it, but I know it is a power.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, I believe it's sense force would be the power.
It's a spell?
Yeah.
Or a power? Sorry, hang on a second.
Yeah, it's a level 1
course.
force power, universal in its alignment.
I don't have it, so never mind. I guess I can't find that out.
Tell you what, roll me a D100.
7?
No, nothing.
Jesus.
You're not one that normally really kind of. There are some other like people who you know that kind of get these senses like waves and they get visions and things, but that's never really been your way of tapping in. Yours is more directly emotional, kind of drawing from within rather than from without.
Okay. All right. I'm going to attempt to use one of my abilities. So if I spend a minute talking to this person.
Oh, he's a chatter. He'll talk to you for a full minute.
Perfect. Okay. Then I'm gonna attempt to charm them.
He'll start asking about like where you're from. He's like, "Oh, I don't normally see people like you coming all the way out here. That's very fascinating. What part of the galaxy are you from?"
Oh, I'm from a faraway place, actually. I actually come from sort of a it's kind of like a little backwater planet on the inner rim. I don't get out much, so actually all this is quite exciting to me. So I thought I'd find a little, maybe knick-knack I can take back to the wife and kids. So, what about you, friend? Are you from here originally?
Oh no, nobody's actually from here originally. Just you find our way here. I mean, I guess some are born, some people can't control themselves, but here we are. Most of us just kind of stumble into it. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and roll me that persuasion check.
Wonderful. Oh, sorry, that should not have been. Hang on, that was an advantage. Let me reroll that. Just to be fair.
We just take the left number. That's how we do.
Oh,
we have a definitive. One of them is rolled first, so boom.
Neato.
So what's your left number there?
Ah, damn it. Left number is 12.
Yeah, I was like, you're very excited for a 12.
Yeah.
You've had plenty of people that you're usually pretty good at smooth talking people, kind of getting them to like you. You could tell he kind of gave you a little bit of a side eye for the wife and kids comment. He's just like, yeah, okay, sure. It doesn't. He beats your.
Got it. Okay.
He beats your check there on that one.
Okay. Once the check is failed, and I can tell it's failed. Alo's demeanor kind of immediately changes after he sees that the charming isn't working, and he's gonna sort of put his hands on his hips and have his light claymore be visible, and say, I can't help but notice you don't have a lot of security here.
I mean, I presume that my friend Mr. Harry Johnson Inuba would be all the security I would need while he goes into the store.
My friend Harry Johnson Inuba.
How long have you known him, sir?
Well, I like to think that you can judge your friendship based on how many battles you've been in together.
Not long then. But regardless, you came into my store to purchase something, did you not? There's no need to start posturing before we even discussed the price.
I'm looking for an article of clothing. I don't know if it's something you'd have, but it's something that my religion holds very dearly. And it would help me quite a bit in my travels if I could get my hands on one of these.
Let me take a look in the back room, see if I have anything along those lines. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
If I knew it was a article of clothing, I would have suggested Woolmart, but...
What's it called?
Woolmart.
We might just go there anyways.
You just hear him calling from in the back room as you say Woolmart. Fascists! What did you get with the investigation check?
13.
13. What item was it that you're looking for?
I was looking for, it's called Dark Jedi... Sith Warrior's Robe.
I was about to say, I'm like, man, if there's something that sounds made up, if it's you saying Dark Jedi. And he comes back and like, I'm so sorry, I don't have any religious robes around here. I'll be sure to keep an eye out, though, if you like.
It's much appreciated, thank you. Do I have to... Can I keep making checks, or is this like a one-a-day thing?
Per item, it's one check.
Okay, then I will try to make a check for a improved weapon.
Okay.
And I will kind of take my light claymore off, and I'll gently place it on the desk in front of him. I don't suppose you have anything like this back there.
Fascinating. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. As he starts kind of looking it over. Okay. Starts like kind of turning it, checking, like twisting some knobs. Knowing very clearly, you can tell he's avoiding the activation switch. He's just kind of
he knows his shit.
The various little settings and always returning it back to regular. It was
okay. That's definitely a no. It's a 7.
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I don't specialize in this particular type of weapon. It's just, especially those crystals are so hard to come by. I don't find it to usually be worth the effort seeking it out.
I understand.
If you ever want to sell something here, I'd be happy to purchase it off of you.
I'll keep that in mind. And there was one other thing.
Yeah, I'll say one more for now, just for the sake of everybody else. Also, if either Harry or Kiba have something they're interested in, you could also ask.
I don't suppose Kiba could help investigate, since he's pretty good at investigating.
Yeah, he definitely can. Go ahead and just roll an investigation check. Oh yeah, you can totally help. So, yeah, Alo, you could roll at advantage for
this next one. Okay.
Or whatever the third thing you're looking for.
I'm making sure I don't have this. I don't think I have a shield. No, I do have a shield.
I would be very surprised if you had an enhanced shield, at least.
Hang on a second. Not the shoulder cannon. Shield chassis, improved shield.
The shoulder cannon?
I mean, I could definitely take this in, like, the Predator direction. Let's do...
Damn it.
Bump me up to 19. Let's do it. All right then. I don't suppose you have anything that would help me protect myself in a sticky situation.
Go and roll investigation check at advantage.
Advantage.
Thanks to Kiba's assistance.
Thank you, Kiba.
Hey.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Natural.
That's not
Natural 20.
I mean, it's
No,
both.
Natural 20. I'm
Both.
just- both, yeah.
It's a rare double natural
Both.
20.
Wow.
It's
Okey-dokey.
naturally dirty.
Naturally dirty. Ugh.
So yeah, takes a look. It's like, well, I actually do have a nice variety of shields. I have a few here, a few that I think would be most relevant to you. What kind of shield do you currently have?
I have a heavy shield generator.
Heavy shield generator. Okay, it's like,
Yes.
oh yes, I do have. Actually, have quite a lot of those in stock. How strong of a shield are you interested in? You could basically get a. He has both a premium and a prototype level, which would be either a +1 or a +2 version of that shield.
I don't have
The
I don't have a
+2
super.
one. It's like, oh yes, and by the way, I have two here. The finer of the two. Of course, I'm sure you understand. It's a very nice shield. It would run you about 12,000 credits. And then the other one that is, while still a very great shield, don't get me wrong, it's just not as good as the other one, that would run you about 3,000 credits.
I don't think Alo's made any money since he's been here. So let's
That is accurate, yeah.
Actually, can I even afford that?
Got so excited about the new magic item system and forgot
I
to actually
did.
have credits to go buy things.
How much he's short. I don't suppose you put items in stowaway, by any chance?
Oh, I see. And he starts reaching to kind of pull both of them back and like place them down in his little under compartment.
Well, you know,
I'm sure there will be, or something of equal interest will still be here next time you come by with the appropriate funds.
Halo, which one do you want?
well, which one do I want, or which one?
Which one do you want?
I want the bigger one.
Jared, give it to me for 10.
Yeah, give me an intimidation check. He tries to play it off as if you're friends, but clearly it still is at least partially based on fear, as most
Can I
of his.
Can I assist with this in some way? I'm proficient in intimidation.
Do you already have advantage on intimidation, Kirby, or because if you do, it won't make a difference.
I don't think
but if not, you certainly can try.
Yeah, I don't think I have advantage. I just have proficiency in it.
Oh yeah, then yeah, Alo, go ahead and roll intimidation to see if you can grant it.
Okay. Oh, damn it! Sorry. 24.
Yeah, totally. Kirby, go
turn
ahead
that
and
off.
roll Harry's intimidation at advantage.
18.
Okay.
It's a way different number than I see, but
Oh yeah, it's like, oh no, yes, of course. I mean, as soon as you were the one purchasing, I was going to offer a discount. And yes, 10,000 is most agreeable. Yes, of course.
Thank you. It was a pleasure doing business with you. And I sort of, after Harry's put the credits down, I pick up the new shield generator.
You as
And-
well. Please be sure to come back and don't spread the word. I'm sure you understand. So yeah, you
Perfectly.
can go ahead and write into your inventory that you have an improved heavy shield generator. That's a +2 on top of the normal defense bonus that your shield already grants.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Harry. I suppose I sort of owe you one for that.
oh, buddy. Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other of these purchases, or can we jump over to Dredd, who has been waiting most patiently?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. So the three of you then finish with your business here at Jared's, and you are able to kind of go on and start making your way off towards Slip's Bar. And with that, as you guys start floating your way off back out of Jared's, we're going to jump back in time to Dredd as you waited a moment for Harry to leave the Mayday. And now it's just you inside the ship. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and inspect this droid.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
18.
The droid seems to have a bit of a unique locomotion system compared to most that you've seen. Generally, like a lot of droids are either very like small wheels kind of on legs, like, you know, like R5 is, or they are actually designed to articulate and be kind of bipedal or quadrupedal. Anyway, four-legged. But this one has a bit more of a larger portion of the body is meant to roll for a sense of locomotion. It's not a full-on sphere, but it has kind of a few weird moving parts that are a bit of a unique design. It seems like it could be designed to kind of serve a lot of different purposes, depending on how you want to swap out some modules and things like that. Definitely doesn't seem like a service droid. Just it doesn't have like how protocol droids have arms to like carry things. It just doesn't have those kinds of features. But it seems like it could probably like scomp link into stuff, like a normal astromech droid, for instance, would. So anything that it can do that with, it seems like it would be capable. Yeah, it's pretty small. It's only about maybe it's like sub 4 feet tall when it's complete. When you kind of like as you're checking it out, you like orient it upright. Yeah, pretty small.
Does it look like it's kind of folded into itself, or can I see the full detail of what its body looks like?
You can kind of spin it around and see the different angles, but we will get to what exactly that looks like at a later time for somebody else to describe. Somebody else to describe who knows it better than I do.
Good to know.
AKA Sam will explain it later.
There goes the fourth wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did our game where we roll dice to go and determine the outcome of things break the fourth wall at some point? My bad.
In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to bore people by role-playing this, but I would like to sell all the I got.
Sure. Yeah, you can totally kind of start making your way around, trying to find
different locations. Yeah.
Yeah, so you start making your way around. You figure that most of it is stuff that's like you're gonna need some higher end buyers, people with a bit more cash flow. So you kind of go around to some of the more nicer shops. I would say give me a I guess if you've got a skill in mind, go for it. But I would say this is kind of a charisma check, as you're trying to kind of convince people to, I guess, persuasion. Just trying to make your way around, sell all your goods. So you got a lot of stuff, and you got to find some good buyers.
Yeah.
If you got a different skill in mind, please pitch. But to me, it's like
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I can use lore, but I don't think there is. No, because that would fall into deception. Okay, I'm gonna do charisma. It's a 5.
It's a 5. You are able to basically find buyers for about a quarter of the stuff that you have available to you. So, how many credits did I say it was? 70,000, 60,000 worth of goods.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so you're able to basically sell off a quarter of it and get that credit value back.
Okay,
so you still have some supply kind of sitting with you that you're like, okay, well, just none of the people you went to had the credits or were interested in the items.
Yeah.
So here, I'll pull that up because I've got the note for how much it was. Yeah, it was 60,000 credits worth. So you are able to sell off 15,000 credits worth of this stuff.
And then I will go back to the Mayday, and I will stock. I will sock away the rest of it in one of the smuggling compartments.
Yeah, you can totally smuggle that in. When the time comes, we can do sleight of hand kind of stuff to make sure you're able to how well it's hidden and all that. But it's basically as secure as it's going to be, short of somebody actively searching for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go looking for a Mandalorian helmet.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
So you off to start searching.
18.
Hey. Okay. So yeah, you start kind of wandering your way around the station, looking for some place that looks like they might have something of that nature. and you do find actually like kind of a small little shop where somebody is selling relics, and kind of it's like an antique shop basically. And you kind of float your way on in, and it's this tiny kind of like shriveled up old alien just kind of looking at it. Oh, a Mandalorian helmet, you say? Why, yes, I mean, it's been sitting in the back room for quite some time, but yes, nobody's asked about it. And he brings it out, and it's covered in dust and got like dirt caked on it. There's even a spot that you think probably is a little bit of blood that's been covered in dirt. And he's just like, I mean, you know, haven't had a lot of asks about Mandalorian things and all that around here, so I just figured I would just leave it as is. But yes, here it is. What do you want a Mandalorian helmet for, with your head being the way it already is?
Only curiosity. I'm a fan of history and lore.
Fair enough. Who am I to judge a fellow collector? It is a rare piece that, while there may not be a lot of demand, it also comes by very infrequently. I am asking for 5,000 credits for this particular item here. I'm happy to clean it for you, by the way, as soon as you're interested in purchasing it. But
You take any trade-ins at all?
of course, I run a shop based almost entirely on trading and bartering. What of value do you have that I might be interested in?
He'll lay the scanner goggles on the counter.
Not generally the most rare of things in my experience, but is perhaps worth a consideration, I suppose. Tell you what, I'll credit this for 3,000, so you just owe me 2,000 credits, and we can call it a deal. All right, deal well struck, sir. And he'll kind of slide them back and forth. It's like, oh, but you wanted it cleaned? Yes, I presume it would be most quick. My droid in the back is a very good polisher. He does not damage surfaces or anything.
He thinks for about 2 minutes.
And in the meantime, he's like, I mean, it's possible that it could lose some value, but I believe it's some of this authentic battle dust, of course, but that is more of a thing for you, what kind of state you want it to be in.
Let's just leave it as is. Adds to the historical value of it.
You are the
Who
buyer.
knows whose blood that was? That might have been a famous person's blood.
It may have been. I am merely a collector. I'm not a historian, but perhaps it is. I mean, I have a hat box if you would like it to transport it, but that's about it. Other than that, is there anything I can get you? As he kind of lifts up this sphere that he kind of like opens in half like Pac-Man and like slides the helmet into the middle of and closes. It's got a nice like foam inside that just molds around the helmet. So you know it'll be nice and secure on the inside.
You don't by chance happen to have the Biscagum that came with that?
Wait, sorry, the what that came with that?
The armor.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'm afraid no. It did not come with a full set of armor. This one was a very strange person came by and dropped off a helmet.
Fair enough. And he will nod and give a polite wave as he heads out.
Have a good day!
Indeed.
Anything else
You
that
too,
Dredd
I
wanted
suppose.
to... Anything else Dredd wanted to go off and do?
I mean, I kind of want to go see if I can find the armor, but if that's...
You could do an investigation check for that.
16!
Unfortunately, with a 16, you go around to a few different shops. One of them's like an armor. You think they might have it. Various kind of places, and they're like, just kind of struggling. Sorry, nobody comes in here with Mandalorian armor. I mean, they're pretty particular about that kind of thing. I don't know what to... Sorry if you keep an eye out, I suppose, but wouldn't count on it around here.
Is this one of the people I sold to already, or...
No, this is like just a different random guy. Okay. Yeah, most of the people you found were like basically operating out of like jewelry stores and nicer places, because most of the things you found seemed like they'd kind of fit there. But you haven't tried to sell to him. If you want to try to sell more to him, you can. It's just not his it's not his normal thing. You're more trying to appeal to him just as a person. Like, hey, are you interested in this cool thing?
Yeah, I do kind of want to take. I want to take like at least another quarter of the stuff that I have and see if I can sell it to the two guys I've met thus far.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a persuasion check for those. See how you do.
Okay. Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely able to sell. There are like two kind of nicer items that were higher value, so they were a little harder to move on their own, and both of them are happy to gobble them up. So that's 15,000 more credits that you've sold off.
Yes.
Everybody but R5 has begun making their way to Slip's Bar. R5, you are finished in the refinery talking to 999. You have the replica pistol that Dread gave you, along with just all your normal self-ness that you normally have. Do you just want to go meet up with everybody at the bar, or did you want to do anything on the way?
If anything, is there any way I could try to find a secondary transponder code for the ship? I can send you the information if need be.
Yeah, if you got that at the ready, that would be appreciated.
Yep. Copy and pasting.
Oh, okay. So it's a mod for the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be able to find that. It's just gonna take time to do. And all that fun stuff. Okay, so it's operation type, and it's a grade 2. Okay, Starships, modifications. So base cost, so that'll be 7,000 credits to acquire it. Yeah, and that includes installation. 7,000 credits, I believe, and you need a couple people to do the work. You could add it on to the people already working on the ship. But then as far as time that it'll take,
anybody thinks that this isn't worth it, then please say so now.
I choose to hold my peace.
Being worth it and being something that I don't know what it does.
That'll be 3.5 days and 7,000 credits to complete the work on the ship for that additional modification on top of the work that is close to being done.
And just as a refresher,
please don't make our 3.5 day trip here a full week.
I was gonna say, can you just buy the piece and we can?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I didn't realize the installation would take time as well. Yeah, I'll.
Yeah, you could just buy buy it. It's 7,000 credits just to acquire.
Okay. Yes, I would like to at least acquire that.
What do you mean this isn't?
Yep.
It's basically going to take up like a decent portion of the inside of the ship when it's not properly installed, because you're basically swapping out things to fill in the gaps with this new one. But you can still all fit inside the ship. It's just you now have a big old bulky piece of hardware sitting around not doing anything. But yeah, you can acquire that if you want to.
All right. So at least acquire that.
Cabo. I just made it Cabo.
Just made it Cabo. All right, cool. So you can buy that. Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
So I had different parts in mind, but knowing that they have to be installed, that makes things a lot more difficult to justify.
Unfortunately, yeah, it takes time.
Well.
Yeah, you think back to the start of Empire and how much time Han and Chewie spend just trying to fix the Millennium Falcon. They're not even like making changes; they're just trying to get it operational.
Mm-hmm.
This part goes here. That part goes there.
So yeah. So then at that point, R5, you can go ahead and rejoin everybody at Slip's Bar. You all have gone off to go interact with various people and buy things and do all that fun stuff. And you all float in a decent number of, not all, basically you've just got Roos and Sictor of the generals have shown up. You'd remember that Piano was in very poor shape by the end of the fight. She was very rough. And Roos will just say, oh yeah, she went off to go kind of bandage up her wounds and get some treatment. And sorry, Kirby, did Harry want to go by the crater before Slips to go talk to people, or did he just want to go to the bar and talk to them later?
He would like to check up on them Yeah, I think he would like to check up on them before.
So you pop into the crater. It's just you. So inside the crater, so Roos has already gone off to Slip's bar. Piana's over kind of near the med bay. She's not like in critical condition, but she's just like got somebody kind of patching up wounds and things. Same thing. Sictor has gone with Roos to Slip's bar. Salvin actually is finally out of the back to tank. He still looks pretty rough and he's like laid up, but he's at least outside of the back to tank, because now they have put Kurther inside the back to tank, who is also in very bad shape. Ari and his wife are kind of just floating nearby the back to tank, they don't look great, but they're in much better shape than all the other injured people. Yeah, who do you want to go talk to?
Go to Piano first. How you holding up?
Well, now that Fabla's dead, she kind of glances over towards like where your kind of war room is. She's like, just feels more empty in here than it did before. But yeah. I suppose I'm doing. People fall in battle, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Fortunately, this time we can't hold any services for Clark.
You can always hold service. You don't need a body for it. Very much plan to say words.
Oh no, there will be words said. It's just tough. It's just tough. I appreciate you sticking by.
I appreciate you stepping up and holding up to your promise.
Have you seen any of the other ones?
I mean, I did a pass by to say, hey, good to see you're doing all right, but hard to see Ari, you know? Didn't want to get too involved, figured that was still your job to decide and all that.
Yeah, I just don't know. I know he was trying to get his wife back, so I can't fault him for it, but it's not gonna be pretty. I want to do so much to him, but I mean, it was his wife, so I understand why he would have done it.
I suppose so.
Okay.
She's kind of. Yeah, anytime you're not directly asking her, you notice her attention kind of starts to just drift off. She's just clearly kind of lost in her own head.
Okay. Well, you rest up. I'll come back later. Just gonna go show my face at Slip's bar with everybody.
Enjoy the drinks. It does everybody good to see their leader celebrating a victory.
I mean, I couldn't have done it with everybody, so without everybody, so
doesn't mean that you can't celebrate. Just some of us need a little more time to think it over.
I'll see you later. He's gonna go in for a hug.
Yeah, she'll clap. She'll give him a hug back.
All right, rest up. Just take it easy. Don't do anything that you shouldn't be doing.
Just go enjoy the party. Don't worry about me.
He is gonna walk by Kurther, Ari, and his wife. Not stop, but just like slowly, like just look over, make sure like everything looks okay with them, and then he's just gonna walk away. I mean, go to Slip's bar. As
you float by, kind of on your way, kind of glance in. Kurther's like inside the back to tank, so he's still very unconscious. But both Ari and his wife are awake now, and Ari's just like bent over, just like weeping next to the back to tank, and his wife is just kind of like trying to comfort and console him.
Yep. Then he's gonna go ahead and go to Slip's bar.
Yep. You float on out and you go to Slip's bar. On that cheery note, you all arrive close-ish to the same time. Slip's bar is just as loud as it's ever been. It seems like people around the station have figured out that the fighting came to some kind of break at least, and a lot of them decided they needed drinks to go and figure out how to grapple with what's been going on. The music is just absolutely thumping. It kind of starts to overwhelm your senses a little bit with how loud it is inside. But you're all able to find each other. You've kind of like moved a few of the little magnetic drink table ball things close to each other, so you can all like kind of slap your own drinks around and form like a kind of taken over a big portion of it. Like you're the group where you've moved together like multiple tables, so that way you can all sit together in the place. And yeah, you're all there together. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Guy, what's the next move exactly?
That's
He's
what I'm
learned.
talking about.
He's learned.
I mean, has anybody seen R5? I was gonna have him contact 999 to see when he wanted us to attack.
Yeah, R5 comes floating in basically as you say that. You see him beginning to approach.
Where the hell have you been?
Trying to sort out what to do next. I mean, we've got the pistol, and
Wait. You have the pistol?
yeah.
Right.
The-
I actually have a question about the pistol. What is it? Why did we get it? And what is it for?
It doesn't work. I've tried it a couple times. Doesn't actually
No,
do
but
anything.
it was locked up pretty
Why
tight.
don't you and I'll just go get a long tall drink? And he pats Alo on the shoulder, specifically not looking at anybody.
The best kind of drink. All right, he'll go with Dread.
Okay.
Now I just see Alo's being Pippin. Basically.
Not wrong.
God, it made me so happy.
You've been stealing from
yes.
his crop.
Okay, so that's one
Yes.
thing I need to explain.
So,
Okay.
so the two of you float off towards the bar to go order drinks. Or whatever it is that Dred's leading him off to do. But let's stay at the table for the moment as the rest of you are talking.
So, when exactly did you get this pistol? I've been asking everybody if they knew about the pistol.
Somebody handed it off to me after the fight. I don't really remember. I wasn't really thinking about it, but we have a chance to actually settle things with the Techno Union. We can get them off this ship just by talking it out and telling them that they need to leave. The only people on this station wouldn't mind if they were dead, if not actively want them dead. Really, they have the whole galaxy left. Droids only have this little speck of scrap metal out here, and you guys aren't going to leave your base anytime soon, so Techno Union has the whole galaxy to deal with. They can go wherever they want. We can't.
And how are we gonna tell the Techno Union to leave?
By showing them evidence that their previous deal that they had on the station that was keeping them here is no longer in effect.
Okay. How was Fabla keeping them here? Aren't they the stronger force, I guess?
It was more that they were working together to make sure they were the stronger force. But now that half of that force is either dead or they defected over to you guys, it's no longer really the case.
I mean, does that mean 999 still wants us to kill him? Or destroy them?
He was very specific about his words in a way that I think gives us an out here. Off the station. Not alive, not dead, off the station. They can pack up, they can rebuild. We don't have to care. As long as they're gone.
What happens to us? Does he still want us off the station?
You'll be able to handle it if he does. It's not my problem anymore.
So you're telling me that if I don't like what I hear from 999, you won't interfere in me killing him?
Just tell me in advance so that I can get the hell away.
Look, I don't care if they're here. I would rather us coexist. I've told them that since the beginning.
I'm not sure they believe you, and 9, I'm worried he's a little too far gone at this point. Thought the plan was to coexist, but I don't even know at this point.
I mean, I've told them before that I'm not here to enslave.
You have told a lot of people a lot of things, and then you have also gone back and murdered those people. So, forgive me for being a little,
What people is that?
Favla, you tried to negotiate with Favla as you were walking towards him to kill him.
It was never about negotiating. It was so
You
everybody
just wanted
could get.
to talk? Is that not Sorry.
No, I was never gonna let Fablo leave this place.
How does a droid get intoxicated around here?
I don't know, not my problem.
Ah.
I was never going to let Fabla leave.
So what if 999 doesn't want to talk either?
My thing is, we can be on this ship together. He can roam free. I don't care.
I think that's all he wants, but recently I'm not so sure.
I mean, I promised to take care of the Techno Union once it was over, so does he...
And if you can get them off this station, he would consider that taking care of the Techno.
And then it comes to everybody else that he wants to kick off and keep for his android friends, right?
I mean, he did say that he would provide accommodations for them to leave if it came to that, but...
Yeah, I'm not trying to leave.
Yeah, that's where the...
If he's willing to renegotiate and have us both be here, I'm okay with that.
I mean, we've tried negotiating how many times?
Well, I tried negotiating without you there, which seemed to piss him off, so...
Okay, that helps fill things in.
Yeah.
Oh, that was not a good idea.
You think? I was trying to get information.
No, I get that, but you gotta consider who you're talking to.
I mean, I was considering him an ally until he said, "Oh, what can you do for me?"
I say we just get the Techno Union off the station and then we bounce. We don't need to check in with 999. If it does become a problem, I'm sure your allies can handle it on their own.
I can't leave until I know my people are going to be safe and not hunted, because there's a power vacuum right now.
You're in the best position to take that, I can tell you. The droids, they lost a lot.
I know that. That's more of a reason why I can't leave. Not yet, at least.
Well, do we have anybody left who's
Their
really good at being
gone.
convincing? Because I know I'm not really sure
Convincing
who is.
to who?
Where'd Umbrin go?
You don't see any sign of Umbrin as you start spinning your head around. You also don't see May.
Who do you want
You
to
also don't
convince?
see D4LE.
I know,
You
of
also
course
don't
not.
see
story.
Xanis Hayes. You also don't see Zintar the Hutt. We got a lot. We got more people listed out here than are here.
Long list.
Where's Fablo? Where did he go?
Wait, I'm pretty sure you were there.
He's just floating around somewhere.
Literally.
Who are you trying to convince?
Oh, he's just hanging around. Cut to Fabla, just swaying from an electrical cable.
Just
You do
bouncing
spin
off.
your head around a little bit, and you kind of look towards the entrance to Slip's bar, and you see what you think are familiar-looking kind of Gungan head tails as they kind of whip around a corner.
So
So
Halo,
over at the bar, yes.
Halo and Dread, I think we'll go back and join at this point, and you'll hear them kind of mid-conversation. No, what I'm saying is
Oh,
that
I
since
did
you...
have something I wanted to do with you at the bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
let's go
Okay.
ahead.
All right.
Let's
All
jump
right.
over to the two of you at the bar.
Okay.
Although I think Harry did have a question.
Who are you trying to convince?
First, the
We're
Techno
talking about
Union,
99.
which I'm sure we can convince them to leave. Second is that 999 stays in his own lane, sticks to the refinery, and doesn't try to conquer the rest of the station, which that's the part I'm worried about.
If he wants me to take care of the Techno Union, I will. If you can tell him that we can be here together, and you can convince him of that without him having to look over his shoulder, then do so.
Like I said, I am going to need some help with that. I am not the most persuasive.
He is not going to listen to me. I don't think he's going to listen to anybody else. You're the only droid that he trusts. Well, I guess
He
trust.
doesn't. He revoked my...
You're the only one he would
security
listen
clearance. I am not on his good side anymore.
You would be the only one that he would entertain a conversation with.
That's not gonna be enough.
You want me to be there? I'll be there. He's not going to listen to me because he's going to want to talk to you only. You want me there as a show of force? I'll be there. You already know.
No, force is the opposite of what we need to be showing.
I'm just telling you what I know. Either you have to be there to talk it out and tell them we can both be here, and I'll take care of the Techno Union, like I promised.
Techno Union can happen first.
Okay.
We can deal with them. We can show up, say, hey, your allies are dead. You're basically screwed. You can just leave the station and go anywhere else in the galaxy. They might be able to listen to that.
How do we even get into talking with the Techno Union?
I don't know if they have like a knock on their front door. Maybe they have like a bell or something.
Here, as you guys are talking about that part of it, let's do a quick little time jump back to Dread and Alo over at the bar.
So the second they get to the bar, Alo kind of takes out a small like silver box, and you see a death stick pop out. He lights it and kind of looks at Dread and offers him one.
Dread tries his very hardest to look at his own face.
You breathe, don't you?
They don't do anything, mate.
Right, but you don't have lungs, and you got a brain. Sounds like you got all the ups and none of the downs. He offers it to him again.
Dread, you take it. It's like one of those like anti-smoking ads where a person holds it up to like, the hole in their throat.
Oh God!
Attaboy. He pats him on the back. Now,
like a little ring of smoke shoots out of his throat with every pat.
Yeah, there's a valve that like you insert a specific thing to go in one way, and then there's like a part that flaps around the outside to express it into a ring.
Might have been a mistake. All right. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, so I have recently come into acquisition of certain goods, and I'm having a bit of a hard time getting them to market, as it were. You know, I'm doing all right, but it's just taking too long. I feel like I could be doing better, possibly getting better prices per item if I considered the prospect of a partnership.
All right, let me stop you right there. Don't get me wrong. I'm deeply flattered that you thought about me first, or at least feels like you thought of me first. But I gotta say, I don't really think I'm cut out for that. I'm not really into that sort of thing. If you get my drift.
Making money.
No, I'm all about making money, just not the honest way, I guess you could say.
But if it helps you feel better, I stole it.
Sure. I guess that does make me feel a little bit better. I had an uncle, right? And the only thing he really taught me about this was we would steal imperial weapons, rebrand them, and sell them back. But that was a long time ago. I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm not really. I'm a little out of practice, I guess.
What you're telling me is you have experience with acquiring goods on the hush and increasing their value through deceptive means, and you're not interested?
I guess I'm not really interested in money. I'm interested in other things. What exactly would I get out of this?
Well, anything that money can buy you, to start with. The satisfaction of assisting a good
Go on.
friend.
Yeah,
it was bad coming out of my mouth
wherever-
as it did
wherever
going
the brake-
into your ears, I'm sure.
Wherever the brake pedal is, pump it a couple times there, friend.
Yeah, all right.
It's really hard not to go into a Jack Sparrow right now. Let's just say right now, I'm interested in that we could have a tentative partnership. I have certain connections that you might be able to use. I'm not really interested in any of the profits, though. Let's just say I am interested in favors that I will call upon at a time of my convenience.
I just want to be clear. I take all the profits, and all I have to do is what I already do pretty much every day in my life. Just for you, right?
Just for me. He really underlines the word just there. And no one else. Don't get me wrong. I really like, and he kind of points back to the group. I really like our little group of friends back here. I don't know. Let's just say, he's actually lowering his voice now. Let's just say if, like, Harry, Akiba, or any of them ask you to do something, why don't you just run it by me first? Make sure that it's actually a good idea.
You saying you don't trust my judgment?
No, I mean, you came to me first, didn't you? You've got to have great judgment. He's lighting up another death stick as he's saying this. 100% of the profits. Well, I mean, a man does have needs. I may need to skim a little bit off the top every now and then, but other than that, it's all yours, mate. Please. Let your business grow. I'll be your silent partner behind the lines. No one will ever know about me. You can have any of my connections. Just come to me first whenever you're going to do anything. It's easy enough, right?
As always, it's almost impossible to see behind the mask, but a slow smile creeps up Dread's face. Hello. Do you have any interest in captaining a ship?
Captain
Get to be your own boss, tell people what to do.
What do you get out of this?
I don't have to do any kind of interacting with people, which is what I hate the most in the world.
Sure. All right. I'll be the face, you be the brains. It's good enough for me.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
All right.
And he holds out his hand.
Halo shakes the hand, and we'll,
Bartender, get this man whatever he wants. Oh, I need your last name. I don't know. I haven't gotten to know your last name yet.
Suppose we're on last name basis.
You even gave a last name now. You have it.
I know. As he's shaking the hand, he says, Halo Almeida.
What?
I don't suppose
Not as catchy as Boone, but Almeida! And he just throws 50 credits at his face.
Oh.
It just bounces off. You're like, it's like somebody throwing a handful of pennies at you. You're like, who would do this? Why?
Okay. He takes the credits. This is good because I had 0, so this is better now.
How did you have 0?
I spent everything, and then I haven't made any money since I got here. So he's 50
man, I
credits.
didn't think it would be this easy.
He went to go buy magic items with no credits.
Dread has found
Our new
the
captain,
perfect
everyone.
mark.
I mean, he's no worse with his money than the previous captain, so, you know, it tracks.
And even less scruples.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what? Get out of here. What are you going to do about it, Sam? What are you going to do?
Should I write the ship on my character sheet too, or?
You don't own it, you're just the captain.
Oh, I'm just the captain.
It's more of like a ceremonial title then, or?
Yep. It's like how the CEO of a company doesn't own the company. It's like it's owned by the board, but the CEO is the one that runs the ship. It's that kind of organizational structure, but on a far smaller scale, because ships.
I am the board.
Board of one.
Alarming.
Meet the board of director. Don't you mean directors? Shut up. You're fired.
So now that Dredd has found a new captain for the ship that he owns, is there anything else you two wanted to talk about, or are you ready to rejoin the rest of the group with your drinks and smokes?
No. Nope. Ella will go back.
All right, so the two of you float back on over. You float back on over as you hear, in particular, R5 and Harry talking about, wait, so how do we even talk to the Techno Union? As Dread, in particular, floats back over towards the rest of the group.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful question for our captain.
Umbrin's back?
Actually, where is Umbrin? Does anybody know where he went?
Seen him.
Oh. I thought he was
Likely off with.
back.
I'm looking at Harry when I asked that.
Yeah, I gave him a Fabulous ship and he left with May.
Oh,
Oh, so he
Yeah.
he
without
got out.
saying
was,
goodbye.
It was a good farewell that we had. Oh, did he not tell anybody else goodbye?
No, I think you're the only one.
Oh.
He and I had an unspoken agreement.
You all actually were within 20 feet of said conversation between Harry and Umbrin.
You're assuming I was paying attention.
Yeah,
You
none
just
of us
all
were
being
listening.
polite.
Yeah.
You just were
yeah.
being polite and not trying to eavesdrop on the conversation that happened in the middle of everything going on.
Oh, I was busy sneaking credits onto Umbrin's ship.
Well, you know. Well, this happened mid-flight back from Fabulous hangar to
Yeah.
the main
Well, that's
hangar.
fair.
Before we started,
no,
I was like,
know what I was
you're
doing.
all like
I was
in the
busy
middle.
intruding on their conversation.
Too
That's
busy-
right.
Too busy looking for
Okay.
the one-liner to listen for the actual context. But yes,
Yep.
so anyway, back to what was happening.
Yeah, Umbrin is sailing off into the sunset, as some would say,
Well,
with May at hand, and hopefully they have a big happy family.
it's as close as a happy ending as any of us are going to get, so good for him.
I
As
got
for the
my
rest of
happy
us-
ending. We got Fablo.
That's true. But if what I'm hearing now is correct, we've got another big entity we have to fight.
Yeah, so
We don't-
R5 had the
We don't have to
Pistol.
fight. We don't have to fight anybody. That's what I'm trying to make sure we avoid.
Right. So, what do they want exactly?
Well, Techno Union wanted this replica blaster pistol for whatever reason. We can use
Alright.
that to tell them that their deal with Fabla is basically off and that they have no reason to stay on the station any longer. That's the hope. Then we got to go to the droids. I don't know if you've spoken with 999. He's a particularly motivated kind of droid who we have to convince to not want to evacuate everybody who is organic off of this station so that the droids can have their own little place to stay. They just need to keep their refinery and stay there for now.
I mean, they don't need to keep to the refinery. They can go anywhere they want. I'm not trying to have them stay there. They can do whatever
Okay,
they
well, we
want.
need to convince 999 of that, which is the tricky part.
So we have to convince him to stay or to go.
Techno Union go, droids stay, but not stay.
Coexist.
Yes, coexist.
Coexist. All right.
I'm not trying to kick him off the ship. He wants to kick everybody else off the ship. I would rather that not happen.
Well, it sounds like the
So-
Techno Union will be the easier of the two if we just give them that gun, right?
I mean,
Yes, and
Technically.
some-
theory, I guess,
and
yes.
at least inform them as to what's just happened. With Fabla being dead.
If Misa the Techno Union, Misa crushed Droid Rebellion to stop it spreading. So how you convince them to leave Droid Rebellion alone?
Point, maybe we. Oh boy.
Like I said, not my problem. That's up to R5.
But I suppose if you were to tell them that you decided to go with the Droid Rebellion instead of them,
It's a long
I guess
shot.
step
but
one
it-
would be to free the droids first, because I mean they've all got some kind of. Did the droids that I saw while taking R5 to negotiate. Did I see any inhibitors on any of those bodies?
No, you didn't see any inhibitors or restraining bolts on them.
I mean, they gotta have a kill switch, right? Like, no smart droid designer doesn't have a kill switch.
And that's always something I've thought about, but it's always like a back of the mind kind of thing. Just like, you don't really want to go about your day thinking about stuff like that.
Except you do right now, because it's gone from being an existential threat to being a very real threat if we go through with this. So, I mean, not for you, unless you were, made by this particular techno union. Which, of course, you weren't, right?
That far, but, depends on, well, it's Republic technically, but I don't know how far back that goes. Yeah, I don't even know if there's records on that anymore.
Keeper, what were you saying about getting the Techno Union to crush the droid rebellion?
No, Misa say how we convince them not to do that.
Not to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's what Misa would do if Misa was Tesa.
And he brings a good point.
I mean, we established we've taken a side and it's not theirs. And if they feel like trying to go up against the side that crushed and absorbed Fabla's entire military, they're welcome to try. And we hope that they take the obvious bluff.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
More
we wait
bluff than I
a
realized.
little bit longer, try to replenish our ranks, actually have some force behind us when we, start doling out threats. We just get out of here. Leave them both to their own devices.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I told R5, I can't leave yet. I need to make sure people know that I'm the big boss around here. My force is stronger than theirs.
Well, if you want to let people know that you're strong, I mean, what you do is you crush the Techno Union and the droids. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying that's what you do if that's what you want.
Look, we don't need to. I'm trying to do this so that we don't have to crush anybody. Are we even in a position to be crushing anybody?
So here's the question. Are you trying to assert authority and power? Or are you trying to create a better ecosystem for the people on this station? What are your motivations?
If droids could sweat right now, then oh god.
Sounds like we're crushing both.
Right, self-aggrandization it is.
Now, how?
Maybe Yusa pit them against each other. Sit back, let Tesa fight. Then Yusa mop up whoever left. Tesa already no like each other. Shouldn't be hard.
The droids aren't in a position to fight. They lost most of their battle force trying to deal with Fabla's group.
Then Yusa tell Techno Union to go kill remaining droids. Take out some of the enemy for us.
Sounds actually kind of straightforward.
Okay, the droids have done me dirty within the last couple of days, but you're basically asking me to take years of work trying to get something decent set up and just crush it, throw it away, just so you can say you're the big man here.
Coexisting still exists.
Then why not go with that? Why are we trying to crush both now?
We don't have that on the table yet.
I thought we had. I thought that's what we were trying to do. What?
Yeah, 999 doesn't want to coexist. Like
so
I said,
we talk to him. We try to convince him that we can coexist. And how do we do that? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This definitely circles back around to the question you still haven't answered, Harry.
Which is?
Are you doing this for yourself, or are you doing this for the people here?
Oh, I'm doing this for the people here. People who've made lives here.
Well, if you're doing this for the people here, fear is temporary. Respect is forever. If you're going to be a great leader, you're going to need both. But more importantly, you've already gotten the fear. You keep trying to get more of it, that's all you're going to be remembered as.
To me, that doesn't sound half bad. I'm not trying to be a leader here.
What does 99 want exactly?
All organics
At the
off
moment-
the station.
That's what his initial terms were.
All organics off.
I think that he can be persuaded into coexistence. I'm hoping, despite, logic, everything goes counter to that, but I am hoping he can be persuaded. Keep his base of operations to the refinery, keep organics on the station, just the Techno Union gone. That
with the Techno
might
Union gone,
be enough.
he has a lot more droids here than we have troops.
Than you'd think. Last time I was at the refinery,
I'm not talking about battle droids. I'm just talking about droids in general.
What does the Techno Union have?
connections to the Empire.
Harry, why don't you prove it?
Prove
Prove you don't want to be a leader. Step down. Give it to someone who does. Solves all our problems. We're not responsible for making any of the decisions. People get someone who actually wants to lead them. You got plenty of valid candidates, mate. It's your call.
Do you think they would respect me?
For stepping down?
I might respect you more for admitting it.
There's honor in knowing when you're done, mate.
To me, this shows that I'm not done. But you know what? I'll do it.
So should I hand this blaster pistol off to somebody else, or should what do I do with this thing? It's really more of a token than anything else. I can't even get the thing to fire. But anybody want it? Anyone?
I'll hold on to it. Ayla will go over and take the pistol.
Yeah, it's a.
I was
it's a
thinking
replica.
more
It's not
whoever's-
even a functional replica. It's just a really finely crafted, made out of some very nice materials replica. That's more of a mantelpiece kind of
Got it.
display
Okay.
object. There's no way. I mean, you'd have to completely destroy it and rebuild it as a functional weapon.
Yeah, it's a paperweight, right?
Effectively, yeah. For somebody
Yep.
who doesn't care about the historical significance, yeah, it's just a paperweight.
So Ayla, it's a paperweight. All right. So, where does that leave us? Are you gonna pass the mantle on to someone else?
I guess so.
If you're looking to just be free and hurt some people, being in charge of an organization is not for you.
And if you say so.
At the very least, if you can still hurt people, it's just much less directly, which doesn't really seem like your style.
It'd still be the mascot or something, I'm sure. Everybody loves a mascot. Builds up morale. Get your face on a bunch of t-shirts.
Yeah, let's not call me a mascot again.
That mascot sounds a little demeaning, and that's coming from the droid here.
So, what's our next move here exactly?
Oh, I'm ready to drink the night away.
As long as I'm piloting the ship, I have no preference as to where we go.
All right. I suppose we could take a night off.
We got time to make decisions, and I think it's good to take the time to make them.
Just plant me on the ship and give me a destination. I'll be happy.
All right, so you guys just go ahead and have a bittersweet night spent, just kind of drinking, sort of celebrating, sort of not quite sure how to feel about the status of how things shook out in the end. A lot of people were lost during the fighting, so it's hard to really figure out how to parse the emotions post battle, even on the winning side. Night progresses. Nobody interrupts your, I'll call it merrymaking. Nobody interrupts it, except for Dread. You do at some point receive a small kind of like little chirping ping coming off of your comm link. Somebody's trying to, you can then hear like kind of a hushed voice, just it's like trying to get your ear, but it's very loud inside the bar.
Excuse me, I gotta go take a leak, boys. Enjoy your whatevers. Alright. And he'll start heading towards a direction that is secluded.
Yeah, you could either you could find a nice secluded corner, and finally you can hear kind of coming over. It's like, Dread, well, you know your name. Are you there?
Aye. What's going on?
Well, it seems like the blaster fire has settled. What's the situation?
I'm trying to wrap my head around the state of things, but I mean, at least in the moment we won, casualties were incredibly high, but Fabler suffered a personal casualty he's not going to be recovering from anytime soon.
Will you be ready to leave soon, then? Is the rest of your... are your friends going to be coming along?
We've got a few things to clear up. The ship's still got a few upgrades to undergo, but we could be up and running. How many days has it been since we do I have an estimate of how long
you've taken one long rest? You're coming up on your second long rest time frame.
Okay.
Okay. So it'll have been basically so it'll have been like 2 full days by the next time you get up after a long rest since arrival. So you're closing in on the repair, on the modifications being done.
Yeah.
They'll be done.
So if I said like 2 days right now, that would be about accurate.
Yeah, you just need like 1 more day basically. Yes, I mean, I certainly can wait 2 days. That is no problem. Our friend has... I'd prefer to not get into details over the comms, but I don't think that they will be staying with us for very long. So if you had any questions, it's best to ask soon. But I will wait. We are not... Our time is not nearly as pressed.
Are you still in the place we met previously?
For the moment, but not for long. I think I'll need to relocate soon, but I'll be here for at least a few more hours.
I'll be right there.
See you in a moment, then. Dread, you receive the communication, and are you making your way off to go to the Sultan Hotel?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kind of wander back past the table and stretch, kind of. Oh, all right. It's been quite an exciting day. I think I'm gonna go pack it in early. But you all keep having fun.
All right. So yeah, Dread says that.
And he'll. I forgot your last name, and he throws 100 credits at Ayla.
Once again, just fistful of pennies.
It's this new thing he does. I don't understand. And
so yeah, very much everybody sees Dread making his way out. So yeah, Dread will go off. Everybody else did. It's getting late on your body clocks. Like you've been awake for a while. You've been through a lot of fighting. Where are you planning on resting for the night?
Does the Mayday have bunks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ayla will stay on the Mayday.
Okay.
Eyes are going to the crater.
Okay. Ayla's Mayday, Harry's crater, Kiba, and R5.
Ayla's spending his first night as captain on his ship, and Harry Johnson spending his last night as...
Super adorable, yes. New beginnings and bold endings. You continue to spend kind of the rest of your night just having maybe another drink or two, however long you want to go, and then you'll make your way off towards your various sleeping quarters where you'll be staying for the night. Everything else passes uneventfully for you all. Dread, on the other hand, goes and you go off to the Sultan Hotel. You kind of know the drill. You're able to pass by, go straight to the elevator, take it up, and you get to the door where you kind of do the normal knocking process, and Huntail lets you in. And you see, once again, not seated as before, but you do see Kata kind of floating, almost pacing, kind of like over over one of the beds, just kind of like gently like pushing off from one wall, kind of floating back and forth, just in thought, clearly kind of mind elsewhere. Huntail's just like, all right, well, what did you want to talk about since you came here?
I don't know, things sounded pretty chaotic when you were on the comms. I wanted to see if everything was alright.
Yes. Well, Kata seems to be concerned that someone has been Someone has been on the hunt, it would seem. Kata thinks it's probably best to get off the station sooner than later. And Kata's just kind of nodding, just like, yes, no, no, somebody, I haven't seen them, I just have a feeling, I have a sense that there's a disturbance, and I've been feeling it, and somebody's been closing in. I've been too noticeable, I need to leave.
But if you got problems with bounty hunters, I mean, I know a bounty hunter. I could see if he can, get an eye on who's tracking you.
I mean, what good would getting an eye on it do? Is just you kill a bounty hunter, then you become more known as the one who killed the bounty hunter, the one who escaped. In that sense, if it's just somebody who slips away into the night, then if you just stay low long enough, people forget.
Avoid, right?
But if there's a bounty out there, then there are almost certainly other people interested. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to know, but sure, if you, at least so I can pick a face out. I have a feeling that I'll be able to recognize their energy should I ever see them, but it would be good to, I suppose, know more readily, not rely on instinct.
Alright, I've been putting this off for a while. Mostly kind of a, I don't ask, you don't tell situation, but I get the feeling you're unique in a certain way, and I figure we just clear the air right now. There's a religion I'm thinking of. By chance are you a part of it?
Say it out loud.
Vampire, no,
Got him.
I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry.
What?
If you didn't say that, I'd be very upset.
Oh, that's gonna isolate a lot of people out there. They're like, but yes, no, yes.
You're a Jedi.
Well, if any Jedi still actually existed, then yes. It's hard to be part of an order that has been torn to pieces. I still hold to their teachings, and I still do what I can to maintain my connection to the Force, yes.
Can't say I don't know what it's like to be part of a hunted race, so yeah, I'll do what I can.
It would be appreciated, but if I don't hear from you soon, I will be leaving, and I wish you the best in all that you hope to find. I hope you can find peace there, or at least something concrete to follow.
Wish we had more time, but
The galaxy may be a
anything you
big
can
place,
tell
but
me
it's not
about.
that big. If there's anything you want to know that I can share, I'm happy to, but as far as I'm aware, the city was sunk under the water long ago.
Why are we still here? Why didn't they just scrap us?
Things that were meant to be find a way of not being squashed so easily. Sometimes it's just a matter of inconvenience that allows the small fly to live. It's not worth the effort of chasing. Sometimes a mountain is so big that even a laser from space is not enough to destroy it. I do not know exactly how you began, but whatever purpose you have not seen it through, and I think that the Force has carried you to this point to ensure that you can. Also, the person heading the program fell a little bit out of favor at the time that it was told to be shut down. They weren't pleased to be told that their work was to be ended, so perhaps some of the records were destroyed unintentionally, as they would say.
See, now that's something I can buy into. Ego and corporate fuckery.
The Force works how it works. You can choose to believe that things happen the way they happen, and I'll believe my own.
If anything comes up, let us know. And I can tell you I'll be here at the drop of a hat if you need anything. I wish we could take off sooner, but...
No, I understand. You do what you must. I don't think I would... I think I would draw the wrong kind of attention on where you're going. I wish I could be of more help, though.
I feel that. I really feel that.
Things will find an ending, at least, of some kind.
If we ever cross paths again, hopefully it's under better circumstances.
I'll find a way to let you know if there's a safe way to visit me.
Until next time.
Be well.
And he'll just turn to Huntail and just hesitate for a moment and just... Sis? Feels weird to say, but I guess I gotta get used to it.
I suppose you do. Just so you know, I do have my own ship I'll be flying, but I'll be at your side when the time comes.
Yeah. I'll be at my ship if you need me, but I'm gonna go see a man about a bounty hunter.
And there you have another thrilling session of Starships and Scoundrels. Remember to subscribe and tune back in next week to see what else may happen to the crew of the Mayday. If you don't want to wait quite that long, go ahead and check out the channel, because we have tons of other videos about RPGs, board games, video games, movies, pretty much everything nerdy under the sun. Thanks as always for watching, and may the Force be with you.
I'm sorry, Kirby. I didn't mean to destroy your toy.
It's all good.
I just made the suggestion that any logical person would.